Hi, I'm Paul Friedman, founder of the Marriage Foundation. The topic today is my wife says we are not compatible. This is a tough one. Now, I would like to let you know that being married is not a skill set that any of us are taught. We get little pieces here and there from, you might say, the mainstream, from advertising, from sitcoms on television, from pop psychology in news articles and the like, and it's mostly wrong. I used to be a divorce mediator. That was over 20 years ago. A couple came to me and wanting a divorce, and then they said, we don't want a divorce. And we were meeting, and they saw that I'm fairly good at communicating, and they asked me to help them fix their marriage. So I said, give me a few months to look into this, and I dug deep into marriage. And it's not the easiest thing to discover because there's really no good information out there. So it took me a while, but then I asked like a basic question: why do we get married in the first place? And the answer, it didn't just come to me. It took a while. And I asked many people this question: why do you get married? Why do you want to get married? Not why did you marry the person that you're married to, but why do you want to be married at all? And the answer is really simple, embarrassingly so. It's because you want to be happy. And here you have your wife telling you you're not compatible. And yet, there's all these advertisements for these dating sites where they do compatibility charts. It's so misleading, because how could you possibly be totally compatible with someone of a different gender? I mean, you're supposed to complete each other. That's not really compatible. They talk about things like bowling and fishing and stuff like that, and that's not what makes you compatible. There is an element that is metaphysical. We call it love. And we don't know why we fall in love with the person we fall in love with. I can give you my guesses. I think it's from many incarnations of developing a relationship with that person, and you want to get together and have that fulfillment of the deep connection as soulmates, because you're soulmates, and you want to generate together love, happiness, and you want it to be ever increasing happiness, don't you? And you want the love to be ever expanding, and there's no limitation on love. We're not talking about definitions of love that are mundane and surfacey. We're talking about that real thing, that real love that you can't touch, you can't feel it, you can't measure it, but it's overwhelming and it's real. That's what you want. And now your wife is going, I don't think we're compatible. What is she really saying? What she's really saying is that you're not, and I'm putting this on you without blaming you. It isn't your fault. We're not taught. But you don't know how to reach her. You don't know how to connect with her. You don't know how to give her the kind of support that she as a woman needs. Again, it's not your fault. You're not taught. And it all begins with love. You promise to love her, to cherish her, to support her, to be there for her, to protect her. But you don't know how. So it's awkward. You think you know how, but what are you basing your assumptions on? We're not given the proper information, so we fail. What do you do now? You don't walk away with your head down and your tail between your legs and think, geez, I really messed up. You don't go there. Don't go into guilt and shame. What you do is you learn how to love her. And, it's sort of like scriptural things, like the Ten Commandments. Those are broad. For instance, love your God with all your heart, mind, and soul. Okay, got it. Well, what does that mean? Well, you're supposed to be doing the same thing with your wife. What does it mean? So you'll get a good sense of that by watching these videos. You'll get a much better sense by reading one of my books, but you'll get the best idea of how to get there, because part of it is training your own mind, learning how to master your mind by taking the course for men that we have. But the point is that you're not at the end of the road. She's right in a way. You are not expressing what you're supposed to be expressing in a way where she feels you belong together. And it's correctable. It's not correctable by a little thing here and a little thing there, and I should do this and I should do that. It's all about learning how to tap into your heart, learning how to communicate. Marriage communication is different than any other kind of communication. Understanding your wife as a woman, understanding yourself as a man, getting rid of the junk that gets in the way, the anger, the criticism, the complaining, the arguing. Everyone argues. You would not believe how many emails we get written to our counselors, and it's a free service. You could write to our counselors too, and people ask, we are arguing just like everyone else, and I don't think we argue right. Well, there is no arguing right. You're not supposed to argue with the person that you hold in the highest plane, who you love, who you cherish, who you want to be with. Bottom line is you need to learn how to be married. And if your marriage has gone too far, then you need to learn how to get it back on track. And the first step might be to read one of my books. Actually, the first step is to watch these videos, but then get one of my books or go for it and get the course for men. It's a tiny investment compared to what you're going to get out of it. I'm Paul Friedman. I founded the Marriage Foundation. We have 25,000 plus subscribers at this time, and I hope you subscribe now too, so you can learn all of these things. And if you've been following, I'm starting to put together a course to train individuals who are currently therapists or currently marriage coaches or ministers or rabbis, people who want to help people with their marriage. I want to train you in what I think is the art, the highest art of how to help people with their marriages. Become a TMF certified counselor. It's not ready yet. It will be. Let us know. Write into our support team and let them know you want to be notified when we're ready, and we'll let you know. But we want you. I'm Paul Friedman. I founded the Marriage Foundation. I appreciate your joining me. I hope you like this video. Leave a comment if you wish. God bless you and take care. Thank you.